So I'm gonna make a video about things I wish I knew as I navigate my 20s. Or actually, let me rephrase that. Things I wish I knew. Yeah, just things I wish I knew. And I'm gonna put on these glasses so I look like someone that gives good advice. Let's get into it. Okay, so I literally wrote this whole fucking document on my laptop. I kind of know what I'm gonna say and I kind of don't. So the first things first is high school. As someone who didn't grow up in the United States of America, if I would have gone to high school here, I probably would have gone to high school like every other normal jit, with the exception that I would drop out. That sounds like really bad advice to give someone, but I would definitely tell someone, okay, drop out. Well, I would drop out in 10th grade, since I think 10th grade is probably the grade where you kind of have a pretty good foundational knowledge of everything you need to know, like reading, writing, math, science, and you'd be pretty solid to take the GED. But in California, which is the state I live in, they're pretty strict about who could take the GED. So it honestly depends on which state you're in. So go ahead and do your research and don't take this as gospel. And one other thing is, you need your parents' permission to drop out. So don't be like, oh my god, I'm gonna drop everything because this random girl on YouTube. No. And honestly, this video is more for me, but if you find it useful, you could go ahead and let me know. And another thing I also learned during my time here in the United States, I haven't even been here for 10 years. I've actually been here for 8 years, which is kind of crazy, is that in high school, you could take AP classes, which to my understanding are classes that are pretty much college level. They're just college level classes and they transfer over to university. You're already doing that. Good job to you. Kudos to you. And maybe you're doing it because you know what the fuck's up, or maybe your parents are up your ass making you take AP classes, which is also a good thing because they want you to have a good future. So yeah. So after you get a GED, I wouldn't directly go to a 4-year college unless you are going on a full ride. I think that's how these people say it. Like, if you're going on a full ride, that means you have a full scholarship. You're not paying anything out of pocket for college. If you have that, then I say, okay, sure, go to a 4-year college. But if you're not going to a 4-year college on a full ride scholarship, then definitely go to community college. Look up the best community colleges in your area. I don't care what city you're in, there has to be a community college. Go to community college, knock out your general education classes. In California, we have this thing called the I Get C and the CSU. I would recommend taking the I Get C because it's honestly more flexible. It applies to both Cal State, the Cal State system, and the UC. So with that Get C, you could apply to both the UC systems and Cal State systems. But if you do decide to do your GE, but you do the CSU, you're only limited to Cal State universities. And you can't apply to universities of California, like UC Irvine, UC Riverside, UCLA, Okay, so my next point is, now if you do decide to do community college, is this focused? Okay, if you do community college, do not switch your major. This is the time, like honestly, when you're doing your GE classes, pick classes that you enjoy, that you know you're gonna like, that you honestly find interesting. So you're gonna get all A's. Like, this is super important. Like, don't take a class you don't like, or don't take a class you know is gonna be super hard, because then your GPA is gonna flop, it's gonna tank, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, my GPA. Well, that's how it was for me. Once you do pick, or you kind of have a vague idea of what your major or career is gonna be, stick to it. Listen to me when I say stick to it, because I wasted so much time switching my degree and changing my career and thinking like, oh my god, no, this, that. Like, just stick to one thing. It's gonna be tempting to change your major, but hear me out when I say don't do it. Don't do it. Like, stick to one thing and just thug it out. Like, that's like a really, I wish someone would have just took me by the shoulders and been like, Amila, don't change your major. So yeah, stick to one degree. Stick to one degree. That is all I wanted to say. If you switch your degree, every single time you switch your degree, you're setting yourself back. You're setting yourself back. You're setting yourself back. And time is of the essence. Another thing you want to do while you're in community college is network. You need to network with your professors, classmates, join a club, you know? You need to do all of these things. Because trust me, you're gonna need a letter of recommendation from a professor. You're gonna need one. Trust me. Like, and the day's gonna come where you're like, oh my god, I don't even know who my anthropology professor was. Okay, I remember mine. Her name was Becky Floyd and she was amazing. A lot of people didn't like her, but I loved her. I got an A in that class. Period. And while you're in community college, I need to emphasize, you need to make really good friends, because those 2 years in community college are gonna fly by so fast and you're gonna look back and be like, dang, I miss it. I miss it so much. Like, I feel like when you're in the moment, you're not, okay, this is like a whole separate thing, but when you're in community college, you just need to be present. Just really be in the moment and don't even think about what's gonna happen down the line. Just like focus on today. Okay, this is another good one I have written down. So once you transfer out to a 4-year university, so you're done with your 2 years at a community college, I have to emphasize this again. Time is of the essence. You cannot change your degree. Like, once you transfer from community college to a 4-year college, it's like, okay, like, things are kind of set in stone, but realistically, you can still change your major. But if you do decide to change your major, you're setting yourself back. Like, you're gonna have to do new classes. It's gonna delay your graduation date, you know, so just focus on a prize and stick to one degree. Either that, oh, I just thought of this. I don't even have this written down, but I would, if I could go back in time, I would get a major and a minor. If not that, I would double major. Okay, another thing that's so important. Do not date anyone in college. Do not develop a crush on anyone in college. Especially if you're a girl. If you are a girl and you develop a crush on a guy, it's Jover. It's so over for you. Liking a guy as a girl means you're not gonna focus on your goals. You're wasting time and just need to focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Yeah. When I was in undergrad, I became deeply infatuated with a man that wanted nothing to do with me. I was completely and utterly delusional for 2 whole years. 2 whole years I wasted my time being crazy, being, what's that word? I was in limerence for 2 years, guys, okay? That was not fun. That was not fun and I don't recommend it. I wouldn't even wish it on my worst enemy. That's how serious it was. If you feel like you're on the line of developing a crush or liking a man, you know what you need to do? You need to go to a club, any club at your school, sign up for it, and just, yeah, you just need to do more extracurricular activities. You need to do rock climbing. I don't know what to tell you. Anything but like a man. Okay. Another advice another thing I wish I knew, or advice, whatever you want to call it, potato, is read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Wait, let me see. There's this one thing he says in his book. It's called limited association. So you have to be very careful with the people you decide to spend your time with. He says, and I quote, "Make sure you're not spending 3 hours with a 3-minute person." And this stuck with me because I realized I spend a lot of my time with people that should have been 3-minute people. I spent probably days, weeks, years with people that should have been 3-minute people. So yeah, go ahead and read that book. It's a really helpful book that it's honestly really good. You should just get it. Okay, since we're on the topic of books, I'm gonna go ahead and mention you need to be investing in yourself. Invest in yourself. Read a book. Go to the gym. Invest in wellness. Eat healthy. Eat whole foods. At the end of the day, these are things that no one can take away from you. No one can take away these things from you. No one! Okay, I just realized I left out a really important one. When I say invest in yourself, you also need to be investing in a 401k, high yield savings account, and Roth IRA. Like, those are the 3 things you need to be investing in. You could start off with like $35 every single month. Just keep on putting it into the account. If you have more money to put into that, that's even better. But just start one of those. I would recommend a high yield savings account. Another thing I wish I knew is having a unique skill set that makes you valuable. I don't know why that sounds weird, but yeah. Also, have a hobby that you could get lost in. This could be crocheting, knitting, rock climbing, whatever piques or whatever tickles your...
The road is your oyster.
Yeah, the road is your oyster.
The road is your oyster.
Another thing that's really important is be your own authentic self. No one owes you shit. No one owes you shite. Learn how to manage your money. Don't trust a man. Shit, while you're at it, you better not trust nobody. 9 out of 10 times, I personally believe that people are bound to let you down. It's just how things are. So yeah. Also, you need to be saving money. You do not need that new Owala bottle. Cut that shit out, Quay. Cut that shit out. You don't need every single color of that damn Owala. Okay, you've probably heard this from your parents, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you because I took this for granted a lot. Your body is a temple. Be careful with who you let into it. You get what I'm saying? You catch my drift? Also, don't get that tattoo. If you're gonna get a tattoo, if you have a thought of getting a tattoo, you should wait 1 week. If you still want it after 1 week, then maybe go ahead and get it. Cause I have a whole sleeve on my arm. I have so many dumb tattoos that I wish I never got. But people always say, oh my God, don't you look back at it and think that that was a stage in your life? I look at my tattoos and I look back at it and it reminds me of what a dumbass I was. So I will be getting them removed. Okay, 2 more things that I wish I knew. So try to be as reserved and mysterious as possible. Not everyone needs to know your business, okay? Not everyone you meet needs to know that you were locked up in the loony bin for XYZ reason. Say so specific. It could be someone you're meeting, a new friend, a potential relationship prospect. They don't need to know every nitty-gritty bit of your life. You know, like, just keep it to yourself. They don't need to know all that. They don't need to know all that. They don't need to know the other business you are. Then you super child. That you they don't. Okay, yeah. So Yeah, as Drake would say, they don't need a nola vola bit. Wait, I don't know why I can't say it. They don't need. Okay, whatever. Back to what I was saying. At the end of the day, if you think about it, the more people you tell your personal business to, it's like, dang, you have like random people that you don't even talk to no more that knows the most intimate things about you, and you don't know what they're doing with that information. It's like, if you think about it, it's like, oh my god, what if they're telling people like, oh my god, this girl's freaking you know? So be mysterious, be reserved, be, as people would say, nonchalant. Okay, so the last point is go to therapy, self-reflect, set boundaries, journal, and that's all I could think of. If you made it through all of what I had to say, thank you for watching. Peace out.